Yeah, I use my legs as a second steering wheel. So, you know, when I show, obviously I'll use my legs to ride them forward as a gas pedal, but then also I can use them also to steer them a little bit. Mostly I'll use mine just for forward motion, but you can use, you know, obviously right leg, left leg, side passing and stuff like that. You know, that really depends on the horse, and obviously if you've done your job when they're 2 and they feel good in the snaffle, most of them are going to feel good in the bridle. Obviously there's exceptions to the rules. Some of them aren't going to feel good in the snaffle and will feel great in the bridle. It just depends on the horse. But I like to get mine very soft, you know, to the inside on both reins, where I can take them and pull them like this. And then, like I said, the next step will be bringing this neck rein across and reinforcing it with this rein until eventually they have that program in there where I just bring that rein, they look and go that way. So when you start off in the snaffle, especially me, I like to get mine real soft with what we call the nose rein. So I'll just lope them around, and you'll be two-handed or trot them around. And I'll just take them, and I won't use the neck rein yet. I'll just use this nose rein, and I'll just bend them like that. Obviously, she's a little more bendy than they would be, but you'll just bend them, get them to follow that nose. And then I'll just go the other way, get them to follow that nose. And that's kind of how I start my 2-year-olds. And I'll just get them to go like that until they just follow their nose and go wherever I want. Once I have that, then I'll take and I'll start bringing the neck rein across almost to where my hands are connected, to where they just follow my hands and they stay right in between my reins. Once they get real good at this, then this is real easy. You can get them to go anywhere, and I'm not touching the bit, but it's all just up the pressure of her neck. So if you've got one that's a little resistant, like side to side like this, a lot of the times when they're resistant side to side, probably their inside rib cage is getting blocked. So I'm not going to tell you to kick their rib out, but you need to learn. You're going to need to teach them to free that rib cage up, and and the way to do that is you're going to use that inside leg and almost get them to arc around your leg. And you can do it both ways, and you can do it at a walk, at a trot. Obviously at a lope is more advanced, and you can even do it just standing here. You can just squeeze your leg. You don't have to do anything mean. Squeeze your leg, get them just to give off that pressure. When they get soft on that, you can move into the walk. The trot is obviously the horse's most comfortable gait. It's the easiest for them to learn things at. So I do a lot of trotting on my 2-year-olds and bend them to the side, steer them around a lot at a trot. Once they get confident at a trot, then I'll move to a lope. So when I lope this mare around, I want her nice and relaxed, and I want to be able to just move my hand just like I did at the trot and have her follow it. I don't want to have to move my hand way over here to get her to turn. I want to be able to move it just a little bit and have her follow my hand. It's important to get them to go into the circle, but it's also important to be able to guide them into the circle and then guide them out of the circle without them getting worried or looking like you're forcing them to do something they're not happy about. So you need to work on getting them to guide in and then also guide out. And all that does is teach them to get right in between your reins, so they're going to go anywhere you point them to go, whether it's in a straight line or a little circle. And same thing, she didn't guide great there, so I'll fix her with the tool I used earlier. But everything just needs to be right in between your reins and needs to be straight and square. Guide in, guide out. Then you can put them on that circle and they'll feel right in between your reins. No matter what speed you go, as long as you keep your hand quiet, everything will stay right in between, and it'll be a lot easier to get them around the show pen. I'll go anywhere. If I have a horse that is worried about guiding or doesn't like guiding, I'll go anywhere in the arena. I'm not going to limit myself just to a circle, or I'm not going to limit myself just to saying that I'm doing straight lines. If I have one that wants to cut into a circle, let's say you have a horse that one spot in the circle, it wants to drop its shoulder. Well, you probably worked on it, you probably got a little nervous in that spot, so I'll take it, I'll get it up to the speed or whatever speed it is. Maybe it's not even a certain speed, maybe it's just that spot. But I'll go around, and when I feel like it gets nervous right there, I'll take it, and instead of letting it lope that circle, maybe I'll do a straight line and go all the way around the arena. Until instead of worrying about that circle, all it's worried about is staying right in between my hands.